And I just hope you know how much we appreciate every fucking one of you coming over to this set and watching us play today. To every fucking one of you that supported us in all this time off, it means the fucking world. Thank you so much for sticking with us, Ohio. Thank you.
What's up? We just woke up. We're in Mansfield going to the first music festival, and was it 2 years ago, Louder Than Life was? Yeah. And it's Inkcarceration out at the Shawshank prison. I was laid up, snuggled up with my favorite boy here. Because the hotel lied. They said there was a couch in the room, and there wasn't. So she had to snuggle up with Sam, who's still passed out. They do have a nice pool here, but none of us brought bathing suits. I know you can't tell right now because we just woke up, but super excited, about to go get Subway. That's what we're waiting on, naturally, the women.
Excuse me, Brandon's in the shower. Yeah, nice try.
This is Sam. This is going to be her 18th birthday gift. You going to make me plug any of your social media or anything? No? Alright.
Take pictures.
Okay.
Take pictures.
Special shout out to our buddy Harris. He couldn't make it to the show with us. He kind of got fucked up the butt by COVID, so he's dealing with that right now. But we miss you already. Wish you were here. Get better soon. in honor of the boy Harris, who ain't here, it was tradition for me and him to do atomic Jaeger bombs. I'll show you what that is. Something me and him just randomly started doing. You want to do it with me?
No.
Shut up.
Cheers, bro. Hopefully you got one with you.
Well, I can tell you right now. From experience. Whatever you do, don't puke.
Sleep singing. I feel like waking up. I've had this dream before. I take these footsteps, go higher, go higher. I walked in empty, I walk down this lonely slope. I take these footsteps, go higher, go higher.
we close this video out and get out of here, we finally got back home. As much fun as I had, I can definitely say I'm very happy to be home. Before we close out here, I'm going to just very quickly kind of run through the bands that we did see and give quick little thoughts on how they performed and all that good stuff. So Friday, when we first got there, the first band we had on our list was Bad Flower. And the first thing that happens is the singer walks out and announces he has laryngitis. So he cannot sing, but they are still going to perform. So we were off to a great start here. Now, I will say, I love Bad Flower, their first album. It's one of my favorites to come out in recent years. Their latest album, not really doing it for me, but I'm glad they at least played. I give them a lot of props for that, and it was a cool experience. It was different. Just a little disappointing that he didn't get to sing, but I'll catch Bad Flower at another time. And then after Bad Flower, we got what I consider the show stealer for Friday night, and that was Ice Nine Kills. These guys I've been a fan of for the last several months. I think after this next album drops, they're gonna get a lot more attention from a bigger, wider audience. These guys stole the show Friday night, in my opinion. Loved their set, and as soon as they were done, the merch area was flooded with people. Like, the merch line after them was 2.5 hours for people rushing to get Ice Nine Kill shirts. And then you got Steel Panther. I mean, I guess that was kind of like served as a cool down band. Like, they're a lot of fun. They're funny guys. You know, you can't really go wrong sitting down and watching them and getting a good laugh. But I think they were definitely served as a cool down band because they knew people were gonna probably chill out after Ice Nine Kills. And then Mastodon, I have no idea why these guys were booked so high up on the bill. These guys literally, they do nothing for me. I don't get what the big deal is about Mastodon, aside from the fact that it's cool to like them because they're heavy. They're not great live, just being honest. And then you got Slipknot. Like, Slipknot is one of those go-to headliners. It's the band that everybody loves. They'll always put on a good show, for sure. And the visual of all them in their masks playing their show. This set in particular, I was very happy with because they pulled out a lot of their stuff from back in the day. Like, you heard stuff off of their original album. I think they even played Eyeless, and then they played Left Behind from Iowa. Just real good set. Good to see. And Saturday rolls around, and we wanted to see Bad Omens, but because they still hadn't figured out their parking issues, we missed them, unfortunately. And then we get on to Pop Evil. They're always a lot of fun. They have tons of good songs to sing along to. You can't go wrong with the Pop Evil show. And then Asking Alexandria, they didn't show up because their tour bus broke down, I guess. I wasn't all that excited to see them anyway. I feel like they need to just change their band name at this point. They have completely abandoned what Asking Alexandria was. Don't even play any of their old stuff because I'm assuming the singer can't do that shit anymore. And then we get to Chevelle. I've seen Chevelle. This was probably the 8th time I've seen them, but I never anticipate just how insane the crowd gets for Chevelle. Love this band. They're one of my favorites. This was the closest to the front I think we got all weekend. I was determined to try to get to that front barricade, but it got so squished and crammed, we just kind of abandoned that idea and just went and hung out in the pit a few feet back. Love Chevelle. People, they don't get quite the appreciation I think they deserve, if you ask me. And then after that, we went and chilled out, and we watched A Day to Remember from a distance. They always put on a good set. They like to put on a party for the crowd, throwing out beach balls, tossing toilet paper into the crowd, and got great songs. They basically pulled out a greatest hits set list for this one. It was good to see. Even some of their new stuff that they played, I liked that too. And in hindsight, they should have probably either just let A Day to Remember or Chevelle headline, and I'm going to get onto that right now. Let's get to Mudvayne. Mudvayne, when they announced they were coming, that's the reason me and many other people bought tickets to this. They haven't been together in a long time, and I'm a big Mudvayne fan. But in this case, something went very wrong. The visual, like them on stage, their lighting, their setup, their stage presence, visually, this was all very awesome. But once they started like playing and everything, their sound people, they were fucking up left and right. His mic was cutting in and out. And I think the singer Chad, he could have benefited from maybe not playing a headlining set and getting something a little shorter. I understand making them the headliner because it's a big moment and everything, the reunion and whatnot. But in this case, less would have been more. You could see Chad getting very, very tired. I mean, I think the guy might already be in his 50s, and it doesn't help that he came out dressed like he was about to go sit in a fucking igloo wearing like 20 pounds worth of clothing. So, now when I could tell he could still sing the songs. I mean, when he had to hit those screams and all, he could still hit those perfectly fine. Just, I don't know. Unfortunately, this just ended badly. And also, it doesn't help that they played a few radio hits, like maybe 3 or 4 that the casual audience member would know. But other than that, they just played stuff that the diehard Mudvayne fans would know. And I don't think that that's really a good idea when you get a headlining spot. This turned into a let's beat the traffic moment for a lot of people there that weekend, which is unfortunate. Love Mudvayne, but this was a huge swing and a miss. And Sunday rolls around, and once again, another band dropped out. All that remains, I guess somebody on the team caught COVID. Just every day. Friday, we had a singer that couldn't sing. Saturday, somebody's tour bus broke down, and then Sunday, somebody dropped out due to COVID. Ridiculous. But we go, as soon as we get there, we go in the merch line, and I want to throw a quick shout out to this band, Wage War. While we were in the merch line, they were playing behind us, and I've said before, I do not really like Wage War's music, but as a live band, they are actually really, really great when it comes to playing live. I highly recommend them if you get a chance. And then Harris, if you're watching, buddy, I'm sorry, but Devil Wears Prada, I tried. It's not for me, buddy. I'm sorry. I didn't really care for their performance at all. And then this is where the weekend, at least as far as Sunday goes, this is where it kicked into high gear, where Fever 333 came out and played their set, and these guys, they are the epitome of that band the headliners do not want to have as their opening act because they are such a hard band to follow. They have energy that is unmatched by anybody else on the bill. They're fearless. They say what's on their mind. They're basically, if you can sum it up in a very quick way, they're kind of like a modern day Rage Against the Machine with a lot more energy. Like, these dudes were climbing all over the place, jumping around, throwing equipment everywhere. It was just nuts. I love this band. I think people need to keep an eye out for these guys. And then Motionless in White, this is where it started to get a bit more heavy during the day. This is when we finally dove into the crowds a bit more on Sunday. And they were the heavy set for sure, you know, that old metalcore and super heavy stuff. Just, this band's made for mosh pitting, basically, and had a great time during them. During the last half of their set, I basically had to be a good boyfriend and just serve as a safe space and a barrier so my girlfriend could get a good look at her crush up on stage. So they were great as well. And then we got the hometown boys from Columbus, Beartooth. It was very great to see these guys get such a high spot on the bill. You could tell that it meant a lot to them, and they played a greatest hit set too, pretty much. After Motionless, I dipped out of the crowd, but once Beartooth started, I was like, let me run back in. I'm going to see if I can find Brandon. And I found him with a lot of luck and following crowd surfers. So it was good to see. Beartooth's a great band. It's great to see a band coming from Columbus doing so well. Happy for those guys. And then we get on to Hailstorm. And look, here's my thing with Hailstorm. They are great live. But in every state, you have that local radio station. They have their artists that they will play nonstop, and they will make you absolutely sick of a band. Here in Columbus, we have Five Finger Death Punch, we have Metallica, and we have Hailstorm. I can't sit down and listen to them willingly anymore. I can't do it. So for Hailstorm, I was not going to even bother. I was just going to go sit and chill. But this set wasn't really about me. This was about Sam. This was her first festival that we took her to. And she's a big Hailstorm fan. And she said, hey, if I'm going to crowd surf, because she's never done it before, I want to do it during them. So I went up there with her. And we got her up. There was a clip of it earlier in the video. And you could tell she loved it. And apparently it's her new favorite thing. She went up quite a few more times after that, so I was very happy to see her have a good time during this band. Even though I don't love this band, they are great live, but I'm happy that they were there simply because Sam had a great time during them. And then to close out the weekend, we got Rob Zombie, and look, it's Rob Zombie. It's going to be a good show. He's a great front man, but this is where I have to say, like, I might be in the minority here, but I'm sick and tired of these rock festivals relying on the same bands over and over and over. Like, I love Rob Zombie. Like, you may love his movies, his music. He's just simply a cool guy. But when was the last fucking song this dude even dropped? Like, 8 years ago? I went to a festival 10 years ago, and the headliners were like Slipknot and Rob Zombie. Like, we need to, like I understand it's a business move and you want to sell some tickets, but, you know, what about when these dudes aren't going to go anymore? Like, I don't know. It's just a problem I've been having with these festivals. It's hard to get motivated to want to go, like, when you don't give some of these newer... What's the newest band that we've given a headlining spot to? Avenged Sevenfold? That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head, and they're not really that new anymore. Like, I could easily see Bring Me the Horizon getting a headlining spot, and you can't tell me people wouldn't pile in, and if you've seen the shows they put on the last couple of years, they could easily be a headliner. Like, this, you know, you need to start giving other bands a chance. I'm tired of seeing Rob Zombie at the top of the bill. Like I said, Mudvayne could have benefited from being a little further down on the card, just simply as a warm-up gig, kind of like what they're doing at Louder Than Life. I mean, Slipknot, Slipknot's still at least relevant. They're one of the top-selling rock artists still to this day. So, I mean, Rob Zombie, I can't make a good argument as to why this dude headlined other than it's Rob Zombie. So that's my quick take on that, but, we're going to get out of here, though. Special thanks to my girlfriend Sharon, my buddy Brandon, and Sam. I'm glad we were able to get you to go with us. I could tell you had a great time, and I think we all had a good time. It was definitely a weekend to remember. Yeah, you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe so you'll be notified of any future content.